Ladies and gentlemen, you must be wondering what's going on here, lads. What is going on? As Michael Olise signed up for Chelsea, who's the other brother next to him? Is that one of the Chelsea hierarchies? No, ladies and gentlemen, twist of fate. Twist of fate. The Hardy Boys, if you guys remember, Hardy Boys, twist of fate. Michael Olise has signed a new 4-year contract with Crystal Palace, and the brother next to him, yeah, that's Steve Parish, apparently, and he's the chairman of Crystal Palace. So, what a nice twist this has been. We're definitely going to talk about that and all the other players now that we're linked with up front, because obviously, the deal has collapsed. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to have serious conversations in regards to Reece James. Guess what? Yeah, you're right. You've guessed it. There's only one thing that you need to guess with Reece James. He's injured once again. And apparently he's going to be out for quite a while. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to the Reece James news, I know we all want to hear about, what's going on with Reece James. I want to be able to give you my opinion. A lot of people have been saying, Miz, you better have the same energy for Reece James like you had for Kante and this, that, the other, and all the other injured players that we used to have. And rightly so. I don't think I've ever had a different energy for Reece James. I think with Reece James, it was more the fact that he's picked up a lot of injuries. Let's see where this is going. If he screws up again this season with all the injuries, then we will have to have a serious conversation. Now, this is the time. This is where we are. We've come to that situation. But stay tuned for that. I'm going to touch on that later on this video. First, in regards to Michael Olise, ladies and gentlemen, what has happened? We know that there were some issues with, Crystal Palace, saying that we've been tapping up their man and they want to formally complain about us, which will start a whole heap of legal issues and legal situations. And I was on the impression that, what Chelsea's been saying, that we've not done anything wrong. And I've been sort of defending Chelsea that this is how it all happens, right? This is how it all operates. I'm sure Crystal Palace does the same thing. Teams talk to the agents then talk to the team, and then the negotiations start. But apparently Crystal Palace are just a bit annoyed about this whole situation, that they haven't been asked about whether they give the permission to Chelsea to speak to Michael Olise and his agents and so on and so forth. They feel Chelsea has just gone straight to Michael Olise without even notifying anything to Crystal Palace. So let's have a look at the latest in regards to this particular news. Fabrizio Romano, it's Olise who decided to sign new deal with us. And I must congratulate Steve Parish and Dougie Friedman on a fantastic job. Roy Hodgson confirms agreement on new 4-year deal for Michael Olise as Crystal Palace player. Chelsea deal officially collapsed. So 4-year deal. Apparently there is another minimum release clause. So you never know. Maybe Chelsea could come back to this player in January or next summer. But look, I'll give you my opinion about the whole piece. But Michael Olise, why'd you sign a new 4-year contract? Like, this is quite strange. From his perspective, you're now stuck with Crystal Palace. Depending on what that release clause is, apparently there is a new release clause. When that can be triggered, this, that, the other, you're stuck. You're stuck. And maybe Palace has given him a good contract. He is injured, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, until October. So look, I'm not too fussed about this. I was never fully, completely excited about it. Like, I think he's a very good talent, unbelievable talent. But I also knew he's not going to be available till October. And don't forget, it's a grade 3 hamstring tear. Do we want another player that's going to come in and God knows what the future holds in terms of injuries? So I was never fully convinced. I kind of wanted Mohamed Kudus. Kind of fits a lot of the positions that we are looking for, potentially as a striker, definitely on the wings and the left side. And I get it. Even even Mohamed Kudus has injury issues as well. But I don't think it's anything as serious as a grade 3 hamstring tear. But correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm not totally fussed about it, but I'm just a bit stranged out about, how this is all transpired. Crystal Palace informed club's lawyer of their intention to consider going to a tribunal with Chelsea over approach for Olise. That's how the story changed. Palace very strong on that, and Chelsea left the conversations. Olise accepts new deal, very happy with that. So look, obviously, there's talks going around that Chelsea still fully believe that they're not in the wrong, and I've got no reasons to not to believe Chelsea. I think what might have happened here is that Chelsea, if they still wanted to pursue this particular player, they would have been, in a whole heap of legal allegations. Crystal Palace would have started some sort of legal process that would have taken a few days, months, who knows how long that would have taken. And Chelsea just didn't want to get into all of that mess. I mean, Chelsea could have still come out of it as not guilty, but they just didn't want to go through all of that hassle for a player that they're probably not going to be able to get in this window. And on top of that, the player is not even going to be fit up until October at a bare minimum. And then who knows what the future holds in terms of his injury record. So Chelsea probably just thought, you know what, I'm not wrong here, but I don't have the energy to fight a legal case unnecessarily. I need a player right now because we still have probably one more spot available in that attacking area with Nkunku being injured for a hefty period of time. So look, ladies and gentlemen, this deal is now off. As I said, I'm not massively upset about it. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Do you think Chelsea's done the right thing? Do you think Chelsea were guilty and that's why they moved away? Or do you think Chelsea just saw the whole situation and thought, you know what, Crystal Palace, you're being difficult. You're being difficult and we don't have the time to mess around. We've already took a lot of time with other clubs in the likes of Brighton and Liverpool, shenanigans that has happened in recent times. We don't have any more time to dilly-dally around with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. As I said, there is apparently a release clause on the new contract for Olise, so we may potentially come back to him later on. So watch this space. Watch this space. Chelsea insisted that they did nothing wrong in their negotiations for Michael Olise, but to avoid any legal actions, they decided to walk away from the deal. There you go. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. So that is the end of that. Now we are wondering what's going to happen. What's going to happen next? So Chelsea's not giving up on buying another player. Even though, look, I would love to see us give Ian Martin an opportunity as an attacking player, and you really utilize him as a number 10. But I think Chelsea's got different plans, maybe even plans of selling Ian Martin. As you know, academy product, pure profit to the books, and bringing someone in for potentially a cheaper value adds to the balance sheet as an asset. And of course, for taxation, depreciation, amortization purpose as well, works out for the club. Now, thinking about cheaper option, this particular brother is not a cheaper option, and I don't have too much to say about this particular player because I don't watch Nottingham Forest in that manner. Todd Bowley has been in contact with Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis over preliminary negotiations for Brennan Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you know much about Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest. I'm going to showcase his stats very, very soon. But apparently Chelsea are having some conversations in regards to this particular player with Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest won 50 million for Brennan Johnson. Chelsea interested in the 22-year-old attacker. Talks have opened with Forest for Wales international after Michael Olise news. It's coming from Bobby Vincent. And apparently Nottingham Forest has already rejected a 40 million bid. I think it might have been from Brentford or one of the teams. 40 million bid has been rejected. So we're going to have to go over. We're going to have to pay 50 million. These days, ladies and gentlemen, 50 million, it must be like the new 25 million. It means nothing anymore, it seems like. Or is this a Chelsea price? As soon as they see Chelsea, they want to slap as high premium as possible. Look, as I said, I don't know too much about this player. I don't watch Nottingham Forest on a regular basis. I think we're going to have to now. There is a match tomorrow night, UK time. I believe Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. I might have to do a watch along and see this particular brother play. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen. 50 million from Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest. That does seem a little bit excessive. Here are some of his stats. Let me just bring that up, ladies and gentlemen. This is what he did last season. 38 matches played in the Premier League, 8 goals, 3 assists. So not a bad return. In the Carabao Cup, 5 matches, 2 goals. So he looks like he's a player not that bad, I suppose. These are the positions he's played last season: 14 in center forward position, 11 times as right winger, 5 times as second striker, 7 times as attacking midfielder, midfielder once as well. So looks like he can be utilized as a striker, can play on the right side, second striker attack. So there is that versatility, and this is the type of player that Chelsea's looking for as well. Can fill multiple positions up front. Perhaps this is why we're interested in Brennan Johnson, and the fact that he's only 22 years old, as you can see over here, also fits in with the project. 14 matches played as a centre forward, 5 goals scored, 1 assist. So yeah, he's got an eye for assists as well. 3 assists, 8 goals. We have to watch him. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you feel confident about Brennan Johnson. I think it's going to be one to look out for. Now, another player we're linked with, not just Brennan Johnson, we're looking at another player as well, just giving ourselves options. Breaking news: Chelsea have accelerated for Bradley Barcola. You know how we were going for Ryan Cherki from Lyon? Ryan Cherki, something must have happened there. Or I don't think we were ever... I've never seen any links from Fabrizio Romano or David Einstein for Ryan Cherki. There might have been some sort of rumors, some sort of polite inquiries for Ryan Cherki. But I do agree, I think Yunus recently said in a few of his videos, Chelsea might have picked up on some sort of attitude issue for Ryan Cherki for the time being. And, perhaps it's better for him to mature up a little bit at Lyon, and we'll see what the future holds. By then, he might even be worth too much for us to even contemplate. Yeah, he may not be. Who knows? Depending on where our financial situation is down the track. So looks like Ryan Cherki's situation is a bit off. And on top of that, for all the people that don't want João Felix, right, in regards to his off-the-ball work rate, you're going to get the same sort of stuff from Ryan Cherki as well. His off-the-ball work rate is not there. But yeah, of course, he's 19. You can develop that for a youngster. But at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, nothing is happening with Ryan Cherki. However, as I said, breaking news: Chelsea have accelerated for Bradley Barcola in the last few hours. No final green light from the player yet. Lyon already refused an offer of 35 million euros from PSG. So that's been refused, but at least that's a tad bit lower from Brennan Johnson's 50 million pound. 35 million euros, probably about 30 million pounds, something roughly around that, as opposed to Brennan Johnson, 50 million. Once again, I've not been watching Bradley Barcola. I've seen some clips floating around in social media at the moment. It looks decent enough, but of course, yeah, I can't make a solid judgment on this player because I've just not watched him enough. Once again, here are some of his stats. Let me just enlarge that a little bit for everyone. 20-year-old, another 20-year-old, just like Brennan Johnson, French under-21 player, plays for Lyon. 35 million euros has been rejected. So what are they looking for? About 40 million euros, roughly about 35 million pounds, perhaps. Now maybe they might have a Chelsea fee slapped on it. Might be like 50 million euros. But 26 matches played in Liga, 5 goals scored, 9 assists, very decent returns. Coupe de France, 5 games played, 2 goals, 1 assist. So he's got an eye for goal and he's got an eye for assists as well, key passes. Let's have a look at where he's played predominantly. 7 matches played as a centre forward, 4 in the left side and 9. So you can say, once again, a versatile player, can play anywhere and up front, but predominantly likes to be in the wings. And I think that's where he tends to get a lot of his assists as well. As you can see over here in the right wing, 9 matches played, 3 goals, 5 assists. And left wing, 4 matches played, 1 goal, 5 assists. So we need a player that's going to be able to create goal scoring opportunities for Nicholas Jackson and for others as well. So maybe this might be a worthwhile shout. Bradley Barcola at the age of 20, once again, fits the profile and project. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know. Brennan Johnson, Bradley Barcola, which way would you be wavering and which way would you be going? yeah, as I said, I need to watch a lot more of these guys. The fact that Nottingham Forest is playing tomorrow against Sheffield United, I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to watch Brennan Johnson. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Olise's situation, Bradley Barcola, and Brennan Johnson. Now, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. This is where it's going to get really spicy. Smash the like button first. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Absolutely annihilate the like button. Let's get to the 28,000 subscribers. We're going to have some serious conversations in regards to Reece James. Reece James, ladies and gentlemen, is, as you can see over here, exclusive. Chelsea captain Reece James has picked up a fresh hamstring injury due for scan later on today. Breaking news, Reece James could be out for months. And this brother, he don't get things wrong. He got that Nkunku news. He was one of the first ones to report on that Nkunku news, and he got it bang on. He's the one who leaks all the lineups as well. Sam C_C 345 could be out for months. Do you remember when we were watching that match against Liverpool and Reece James was taken off and they said that it was due to tiredness? A lot of us got worried the way he sort of stopped and he was sort of had his hand on his knees, and we're like, oh my God, not this again, not this again. Oh, you best believe it's that again. Reece James has missed 80 games of football through injury for the past 4 seasons. That's 20 games in average per season. That's a lot of football that this brother is missing on a regular basis. A lot. Ladies and gentlemen, look, we have to be real now. If this brother is out for months again, and I know now we're not worried because we got Malo Gusto. From that perspective, it's fine. But you can't keep harboring a player that's not going to feature for you often enough. And what does that mean for his body? He's not even, ladies and gentlemen, it's the first game of the season. And don't forget, there was some injury scare already in the preseason. He didn't make it to preseason straight away. He came in late because there was some injury issue. Then he was sick as well. And now, after the first game against Liverpool in the Premier League season, this guy didn't even last 2 games. And he's out for months, apparently. We already have injury issues with Fofana and Nkunku. And this guy as well now. God forbid nothing happens to Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto had a lot of, he was suffering from a particular injury last season, which kind of hampered him in the latter half of the season as well. So hopefully nothing happens to Malo Gusto. And I'm completely confident with Malo Gusto as well. I feel like he's a solid right side. But I think this is one of the main reasons why Malo Gusto agreed upon joining Chelsea Football Club, because he knows he's going to get a lot of game time. We all said it. I said it last season when we got Malo Gusto, is that I don't think Malo Gusto is coming here thinking he's number 2. I think he's coming here thinking he's probably number 1, because Reece James is probably not going to be available for most of the time. So look, if this trend continues this season, 4 seasons at Chelsea, 80 games missed, and if we add now a 5th season, we have to be honest. What are we doing? Serious questions will have to be asked at the end of this season. And I get it. This is why I wasn't completely thrilled when I heard that he was the captain. I was like, okay, no problems. I thought we could wait. I always knew he's a future captain. Always knew he was the future captain. But I just thought that maybe we can wait and allow Thiago Silva to take the captaincy now, because allow Reece James to sort of get, fit and understand his body and its capacities. I feel like his body composition, it's not going to change. His body cannot take this level of intensity, and it's going to keep breaking down unless he has, I don't know, a surgery or a serious, rehabilitation to fix this situation. I'm not sure. I still remember, for all the people that might have watched basketball a long time ago, Derrick Rose from Chicago Bulls. If you guys know, he had similar issues, explosive player. But his body, like, he was heavy, right? Like, he was quick, but his body composition, the way he played, could not handle it. I think this is the same thing that's happening with Reece James. His body composition, muscle, mass, cannot handle the intensity that Reece James wants to play on that right side, running up and down. The body collapses. So what happens then? He's got to have to compromise his game. And once you start compromising your game, then you're compromising your time at Chelsea Football Club. Then you're compromising with what Chelsea truly need from you from that right side. So a lot of people have been saying, and even I have, that perhaps he could potentially play through the middle in a defensive midfield position. But even then, you need to be so robust in that position. I think he'll break down even quicker over there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad to say this, but I think if this pattern continues for the rest of this season, we're going to have to think about letting him go. We really do. Because then what's the value? We're just keeping a player on high wages who's not really giving us any sort of impetus. So let's see how the season finishes. And if he once again misses more than 50% of the season, what impact? And as a captain as well, you're not really going to have any say. You're barely there. Now the captain is Ben Chilwell, who also has injury issues as well. This is why I wanted Thiago Silva for this season. But we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. It's not good news. It's not good news for Reece James one bit. Breaking: Chelsea dealt double injury blow with Reece James and Trevor Chalobah, by the way, suffering hamstring injuries in training. James not expected to make a swift return. This from Simon Johnson. Trevor Chalobah has hampered his situation of leaving Chelsea Football Club. Apparently, he's going to be out for a month. We've only got a couple of more weeks, less than a couple of weeks left remaining in this transfer window. So potentially, we're not going to be able to sell Chalobah. He's sticking around. Maybe it's worthwhile keeping Chalobah now because of Reece James' issue. God forbid something happens to Malo Gusto, then we need a right-sided player. And, someone like Chalobah can at least cover for that. I know Axel Desassi probably can cover as well in that area. He has played in that area before, but yeah, it's just a devastating situation with Reece James. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in regards to everything we talked about. Michael Olise, Brennan Johnson, Bradley Barcola, and Reece James, of course. Crazy stuff going on. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys live sometime tomorrow early. Let me just quickly have a look. PYS hasn't got any sort of late news that has dropped. No late news. So yeah, I shall see you guys for a live stream tomorrow. If you've missed out on the earlier live stream today, do check that out. It was a blockbuster live stream in regards to Lewis Hall. A truth bomb. Do check that out. Until next time, everyone, take care and see you.